Hey everyone, my name is Kushwave. Welcome to another episode of Handcuff Status Podcast. On today's episode, we'll be discussing from detention to determination, what it means, and various forms of injustice in our criminal justice system. We have an exclusive guest with us today, Naz, who was incarcerated in Japan. She will be running us through her story and her experiences. Let's get right into it. Naz, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you for having me here.
Before we get too much into the questions, let's give us a rundown of your background, like where you grew up and school you went to, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I grew up in Toronto, in Jane and Finch, Driftwood to be exact. As a kid, I moved around a lot. I went to a lot of schools. I went to Beaumont. After I left there, I moved to Brampton, and I went to Campion for high school, and that's where I graduated from.
Okay. Nice. So you graduated from high school?
Yes.
Did you proceed any extra?
Yeah, after high school, I went to, I can't remember the name of the school, but I took dental assistant.
Dope.
Yeah.
What?
But unfortunately, I didn't get to finish because I ended up in the hospital. So I was in and out of the hospital for a while.
Like a car accident? Or?
No, I just ended up getting sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
And it's just something that I still have to deal with for the rest of my life. Right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That sucks. But you were in the dental assistant, you were going through, and then life happens, right?
Life happens, yeah. And actually, like, when I ended up in the hospital, a few days after I had my midterm exam, I didn't get to study because I was obviously in the hospital. And when I got out of the hospital, I went to school the next day. I couldn't carry books or anything, or
you were weak.
Yeah. So my uncle had to help me.
Wow.
And he had to carry my bags because my books was heavy.
It's a good uncle.
Right? And I did the midterm test, and I passed the midterm test without studying. And then after that, I was just in too much pain to continue on.
But you passed the midterm test.
I did. I did.
Like you're halfway there now.
I did. I tried because I was in the morning class, and then my instructor told me to take the night class
so you could sleep in the daytime.
So I could get some rest. And I did it for like maybe a week, and I couldn't because of the chairs that you have to sit in. There's no back support. And I was in the hospital for my back.
For your back.
Yeah. So
it was just it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes, in life, the Father pushes us in other directions because you're destined for greater things, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. So we can't really worry about the past and things that didn't work out our way, right?
Right.
So after that, now then what?
After that,
after you realized that you weren't gonna do the dental anymore, and
I just pretty much worked.
You just working?
Worked. I was in retail my whole entire life. I worked at Winners, Foot Locker,
You're a worker.
I worked.
You're a worker.
I worked. I was one of those people that I rather work than go on vacation.
Oh yeah. You're not spending. You're making.
Yeah, I was one of those people, and every time it was time for like my family to go on trips, I was always working. I'm like, nah, I just started a new job. I can't.
Okay.
I would never go.
They must have been upset.
Yeah.
That's how my family is. So they want me to go on all the trips when we have plans and goals, aspirations. Yeah. The trips are coming.
It's coming. Oh,
the trips are coming, but let's get there first, right?
It's coming. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take the time right now before we deep dive into the detention to determination, and we're gonna do the song of the week. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, fuck that friendly shit, all that friendly shit. Fuck that friendly shit, all that friendly shit. Fuck that friendly shit, all that friendly go. Only hit me when they low. At the end, it's a part of a show. Damn, that shit cold. Know how it goes. Them bitches, they think they can play with me. How about you say less and start hearing me? These niggas ain't shit, that shit clear to me. Do my own thing, so it's best you stay clear from me. I do what I want, and I say what I want. Just in case you forgot, we say fuck who you are. If you like, you get caught. We don't.
That was Anna J. Friendly. You could check her out at Instagram and all major platforms at Anna J. And remember, if you want your music played on our Song of the Week, hit us up at Handcuff Status Inc. at gmail.com, and we'll make that happen for you. It's a promotion for a limited time only, so please, guys, you want to get on it, all right? Nas.
Yes.
All right, so you've been working. You're educated, obviously, and you're not even studying for exams and passing them. So clearly, you have some smarts to you. What led up to? All right, first I'm going to ask you. To you, what's detention to determination? Like, what does that mean to you?
To me, it's like you're struggling
Mm-hmm.
and you're just in a place where you don't want to be,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really see anything happening,
No.
right? And then moving forward from that space that you're in, that
Yes.
you don't want to be in, and excelling to
And-
greatness.
That's awesome.
what that is.
Finding a way out of the
The dark.
darkness.
Yeah.
Wow. There you have it. Determination isn't an easy thing anymore.
No.
I'll tell you that much. Society has built up walls against us that makes it hard to strive and to do things that we want to do,
Yeah.
and pushes us in corners to do things that we have to do.
Exactly.
So I'm happy that you found a way out of the darkness.
I'm happy too.
All right, so let's get into some of the questions, right? Because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know much about Japanese politics,
Right.
and I don't know much about the Japanese criminal justice system,
Right.
right? So if you can briefly just tell us what led up to your incarceration in Japan, and then we'll get into some other questions.
So what led up to me being incarcerated in Japan? So I got locked up in 2019.
Most recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
2019. And the year before that, my brother passed away.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. My condolences.
Thank you. So he passed away. Early 2019, my uncle passed away. Then my cousin passed away in the same year.
Oh, my gosh.
That same year, I had went to Jamaica for a month with my family to go bury my uncle. And as soon as we got there and got Wi-Fi, we got a call that our friend died the same night we got there. So it was like
Just
everybody
one after the
around,
other.
yeah, just no break. You know, just
Yeah, you can't mourn one.
you can't exactly like how do you mourn?
You're mourning
one
them all at the
person.
same time.
Yeah, and it was a struggle. So I was not in the right state of mind.
Understandable.
Right. So when I came back from Jamaica, a person
Mhm.
of my family brought me somewhere
Mhm.
and had someone, say some things to me.
Mhm.
And at first I was like, okay, whatever, it's cool.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Again, I'm not in my right state of mind.
Yeah.
But them telling me what they told me was a lie. But at that time, I didn't know.
Oh, so it wasn't even the proper information that you got.
Right. So now I'm like, the information that he gave me, I'm like, okay, cool. There's nothing to really worry about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That family member that brought me there knew everything that was going on, but never said nothing.
And knew it was a lie?
Never
Also
said
knew it
nothing.
was a lie? Wow.
Never said nothing to me.
That's crazy.
So now here I am, off to Japan. And when I tell you that day that I got arrested, everything, before I got on that plane, everything was going wrong.
So you weren't even, the father didn't even want you to go.
Didn't want me to go. And something in me, like, I just kept trying to play different scenarios in my head, like.
Well, you weren't in the right state of mind.
Right.
Right? And you probably, because you said that you were going to do something, you wanted to keep your word.
Right.
But the father was trying to deter
was trying to
you.
tell me, and I wasn't listening.
Sometimes in life, you have to follow your gut feeling. That thing is real. It exists.
Really do. You really do. Because I kept thinking to myself, like, okay, what can I do to get out of this situation before I even get into it?
Yeah.
And I couldn't come up with anything, but I just continued on with going through that airport.
Oh my gosh.
And when everything happened to me, I kept saying, like, why didn't they just catch me in my own country?
Because leaving with it isn't a problem.
I know.
They don't care if you're
They don't-
leaving with it.
they
Yeah, take it
don't.
and go.
Exactly.
Get out of here with it.
Exactly.
Bringing it in. What are you doing with this
Exactly.
here? You're not allowed to have this here.
So can you imagine, like, me being on the plane for a day and a half, and I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep on that plane, period. I'm hungry.
A day and a half?
Yeah, the flight is like, it's more
My
than
brain
24
just
hours.
registered.
Yeah.
You were on the plane
Yeah.
for...
I left 2019, September the 2nd, and I got there on the 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you got there, like I've never been to Japan. I never
Right.
seen a Japanese airport. When you got there, like, is it the same as over here? Like I don't understand. Like, did you run you through customs? Like,
I did not go through customs. I remember just getting off the plane and doing this long walk. I'm gonna assume it was immigration. They took my passport, scanned my passport, and the look on that lady's face, I was like, something's wrong.
it's like they already got a tip.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Because right after I passed there and I was walking, I hesitated.
Yes.
And I was going to go to the bathroom to make a call. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just wait until I get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to call my family or whoever I need to call
Of
to
course.
let them know that I reached.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I picked my bag up, can we search your bags?
They were just waiting for you to get
They
to
were
that
waiting
bag.
for me to touch
That
my
bag
bag.
was marked.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So in my head, I'm like, what is really going on? Like, I'm thinking, like, did you set me up?
So did you feel like did you feel betrayed right away? Like I was
Instantly.
betrayed
Instantly.
from your cousin and the other individual?
Instantly.
Oh, right away you
right
had that
off the
feeling.
bat, because why is it as soon as I touch my bag, I'm being stopped?
Mhm.
You want to search me? Me and no one else. And when
Did
they
you go
asked
by
me-
yourself?
Yeah, I
Man,
did.
you are brave.
But you know what?
Japan is far, man.
I know. But again, at that time, I wanted to be alone.
Yeah, you weren't in the right state of mind.
I wanted to be alone. And the trip that I had in Jamaica wasn't really a good trip.
Because there's too much going on.
Yeah. And so
Yes,
when I came
yeah.
back, I'm like, yo, this is the perfect opportunity for me to go somewhere else
And just clear my
and
head.
just clear my head.
I understand it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So instantly when I touched my bag, I felt like this was a setup. Because you want to search my bag now.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to, like, when you go into other airports, they randomly stop people. Yes. They randomly search you. Yeah. Do they search you right there and then? Yes. They did not want to do that with me. They took me in the back.
Right away.
Right away. They didn't open any of my stuff
Mm-hmm.
out in the open. They took me to a back room. So I did feel betrayed.
You felt betrayed.
Yeah.
That sounds like, I mean, they had to have known something. Like, it doesn't make sense as soon as you touch the bag. Like, what could have scanned or what could have, I mean, I don't know Japanese airport. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the mechanics. Like, the bags go through a scanner before you guys pick it up, or.
Honestly, I couldn't.
But it
even
makes
tell you.
more sense if they were tipped off from over
Yeah.
here, Air Canada or somebody.
That's what I feel like.
So, how were you treated by the authorities upon your arrest? Or were you even arrested yet?
I wasn't arrested yet.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so you weren't arrested yet.
No.
They brought you to a back room.
Yeah. They brought me to a back room.
Mhm.
And I sat there for probably an hour because obviously I speak English and they don't. I waited for a translator.
Okay, makes
come.
sense. Yeah.
So I think it was like about an hour.
Wow.
I sat there and waited.
Did they give you anything to eat?
No.
Nothing to drink?
No. The food that I had in my bag, like little snacks and water,
They allowed you to eat that?
I asked them and they were like, no. And I'm like, come on. Like, I'm hungry. I'm starving. Like, you know, the flight that I've been on was a really long flight. I'm hungry. Like, let me at least.
What is that, 36 hours?
Something about that.
A day and a half, yeah.
Something like that.
Wow.
And I had to take my medication too. And they didn't want me to take anything. And I'm like, listen, I have to take my medication. And in order for me to take my medication, I need that water.
They don't have human rights over there? The heck?
No, not.
That's crazy. They detained you for an hour, they didn't give you nothing to consume.
Yeah. And after that, they had took some of my shoes and the items that I had, and they brought it to a big X-ray machine.
Okay.
So by this time, the translator's here.
So now they were going to the X-ray machine.
Yeah.
All right.
So now we're going to the X-ray machine. And then they pick up the things, and they ask me, what does this look like to you? Now, I'm no expert in these X-rays. I don't know what drugs are supposed to look like.
Oh, they're showing you the X-ray itself?
Yeah. So I don't know what drugs are supposed to look like, what solids look like, what liquid looks like in an X-ray.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't know. Everything looks the same because you ran my shoes, you ran the containers that the drugs was in, you ran my drinks, and everything looks the same to me.
Yes.
I'm not an expert. I didn't go to school for this. You know what I mean? And they're just telling me that I'm lying. So I said,
Because you can't read X-rays.
yeah. I'm lying.
You're lying right away.
Right away, I'm lying.
Is this when the translator came?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the translator is there. You're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Is this when they call the authorities?
No, they were taking pictures of all my belongings. And then eventually they told me that I was being detained.
Oh.
And I said, okay, well, like what can I do?
Yeah.
I asked if I can make a phone call. They said no.
Yeah, they denied you a phone call?
Yeah.
At the airport?
Yeah.
Not at the jail?
Even there, I couldn't make a phone call.
So when the police came now to get you, right? They put you in cuffs.
Yeah.
And they brought you, I'm sure, to the nearest division.
It was pretty far. It was a long drive.
It was a long drive?
It was a long drive because before we even got to the police station, they brought me to the hospital. Because remember I told you I have a health condition.
Exactly.
So they brought me to the hospital to check me first, and then they brought me to
make sure you're not lying about your health condition. So how did the authorities treat you then upon arrest? Like, were they better than the immigration guys?
Yes.
They were?
They didn't say much to me. They weren't like, they couldn't really say anything to me because the translator, I don't think he was in the car at the time.
Oh, he didn't.
He stayed up until they brought me to the jail.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't asked to.
He wasn't asked to?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because I don't know if it was him or like if they were telling him, because when I finally got to the actually before they brought me to the jail, they questioned me first. So they brought me to their headquarters. And then they questioned me there for maybe about an hour and a half or so. I'm hungry. I'm asking for food. And they don't want to give me food. The translator says to me, "We're not giving you anything until you tell me what we want to know."
What?
Yeah.
All right, so they're starving you now at this point,
Yeah.
right? And the translator is not cooperating with you. But you're not gone to jail yet.
Not yet.
All right, we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna take the time to shout out our sponsor, Nas Customs. You could go check out Nas Customs, get your custom sneakers, get your shoes restored, all shoe accessories. You can hit her up at nazxx.customs on Instagram, TikTok. She's here right now and she has some pieces, so we're gonna see what she's working with. So what's this one here?
This is that.
Like, I'm sure you have special names for them.
I don't.
You don't?
Coming up with names are like the hardest things for me to do.
Yeah. You're better off with the design.
Yeah.
It looks dope though.
I don't really have a name for this, but
looks real intricate too.
Yeah.
So are they all individual?
I individually put on all of these diamonds, yes.
On the whole.
On the entire shoe, yes.
That must have been longer than the Japanese flight.
Yeah, this was pretty long. This took me a while. Like, if you go on my Instagram, you'll see the video. I made a video of basically how I started it and then what it looked like after.
Okay. Now definitely check that out. TikTok, her TikTok videos, she shows how she deals with it. Who's that, Scrooge? Is that Scrooge you have over there?
This one here is a pattern. It's like a Gucci Daffy Duck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I do patterns, I do stencils, I freehand, I wrap.
Where did you learn all of this?
Where?
Yeah.
To be honest, I just watch videos. And it's something that I've always wanted to do.
Okay. What about the Batman one? Let's see the Batman one and then let's get back into some of these questions.
This is a baby. So I don't only do adults, I do kids as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice. I like that. Batman. Yeah. Come on. Okay, so now you are quick reminder, sorry. Give me 1 second. If you wanna get your business shout out and sponsored and promoted, hit us up at Handcuff Status Inc. @gmail.com. We got a promotion going on for that too right now, free trial. I'm so interested in this Japanese thing. When you were in the detention now, right? No food.
There was food.
They gave you food now?
After being questioned, no, but eventually when days went on and I was...
Days? Okay, how long before you got some food? How much hours do you think went by?
Probably an hour and a half, 2.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Before
they actually brought the food to me when I had asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
But by then I didn't want it because...
You're already in starvation mode.
Yeah, I didn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
And then they were literally yelling at me, "Oh, you asked for food and I gave it to you and now you don't want to eat it." Well, I asked for it a long time ago. I don't want it anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, now you're there, right? They do your prints, they do everything there.
Yes.
Take your prints and everything there now.
Yeah.
And now they're taking you to jail, or did you sleep over the night there and then they take you to jail in the morning?
No, they took me to the jail.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you get to the jail, right? Did you get a lawyer yet? Or were you in? Okay, no. Can you describe the legal process? Because I'm so...
okay, so from the time that I landed at 3 p.m. maybe. And I got to the police station at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh,
So that's how long they had me
oh man.
questioning me.
And you didn't eat until you got to the police station in the morning. Yeah, of course. You're full up of
Yeah.
gas and you don't want nothing to eat.
Exactly. And it took, if I remember correctly, I didn't get a lawyer until maybe 2 days after being at the
jail.
Yeah.
Okay, so their procedure was that just because you're a foreigner, or is that just their legal procedure? Like
I have
you
no
don't get
idea.
a call to a lawyer as soon as you're.
I couldn't tell you what their procedure was, because I guess if you have your own lawyer, then you can call your lawyer. But I'm a foreigner. I didn't get to make any type of calls.
They didn't get any type of
No.
calls. So maybe
So-
it's because you were a foreigner.
Yeah.
That they just treated you completely.
Yeah, I think they just randomly gave me a lawyer.
Mm.
I didn't get to pick or anything like that.
So then, do you think you had a fair trial then? Like in
Hell
this?
no.
No way.
Once you're in their country and whatever it is that you do,
Mm-hmm.
you just have to hold it. You don't really get a fair shot at anything.
No.
No.
You just have to hug it.
You just have to hug it.
So like, this is nuts. So all right. So did you get the max of what was the charge?
The charge was drug trafficking.
What was the drug?
Marijuana.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like some cocaine. Or,
No, it was just marijuana.
so you're just bringing some grades to smoke while you're out there?
Just marijuana.
That is wild.
Yeah.
And how much time did you get for that?
I got, originally they wanted 6 years. But
For how much marijuana?
I believe it was 2 kilos.
2 kilos?
Yeah.
That's okay. I mean, not okay, but it's not
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
like
yeah. I think
a
it was about
metric
2
ton
kilos.
of marijuana in your suitcase. It's medicinal.
Yeah. Well, they gave
It's
me
medicinal.
not 4.
The healing of the nation.
They gave me 3 years and 4 months.
They gave you 3 years and 4 months.
3 years, 4 months, and I got out on parole. I did 2 years, 11 months.
On parole out there
Mm-hmm.
in Japan?
Mm-hmm. No, well, they didn't release me in their country. Obviously, when
Okay.
they released me from my time, I was immediately sent to immigration and then deported back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're still on parole over there, basically.
I can't go there for 5 years.
Oh,
Would
you're
I
back.
wanna go
Yeah. People are getting 4 years for marijuana.
Exactly.
Like, why you ever want to go back there?
Exactly.
So all right, in your words, like, could you describe the conditions like in the facility when you were incarcerated for the 3 years?
The detention center was really bad. I slept on the floor for the whole entire time that I was there.
Really, from my understanding, I thought that it was like Japanese style. They have like
They're
futons and-
traditional, the futon, but it's still the floor. It's a cushion on the floor.
Oh, it's not our idea.
Our futon is not their futon.
No, it's not different.
Their futon is a cushion on
Yeah.
the floor.
Oh man, and I heard it's like 6 to 12 people per cell. Is that a lie?
Yeah, that's a lie.
That's a lie.
It's in the prison, they have group rooms, but the max is 6 people,
Max is 6 people
or you can be in a single room.
in a single room.
Yes.
Is a single room more for the foreigners?
Not necessarily,
No.
but the single room when you're in the prison, the single room are mainly for the people that have good behavior.
Oh, so the single rooms are for those guys that they don't have to worry about.
Right.
They get a single room.
Right. Or you're either sick or you just give a lot of trouble, so you're on punishment, so you're in a single room but in a whole different part of the prison.
Like solitary confinement.
Right. I mean,
So they have that there too?
It is solitary confinement.
And how long do they keep you guys in there? Like if you were
Depending on whatever trouble you get in.
okay, there's different
Yeah.
levels.
Okay. There's different levels. I was first placed in a group room, and then when it came time for me to pay my fine, which was a punishment, I was then placed in a single room. And I begged them to stay in the single room.
In the solitary confinement?
Yes.
Why?
I didn't want to be in a group room because some of them, they're not nice.
They're not nice.
They're not nice.
And I
people.
mean, you don't know Japanese.
Yeah.
So how are you communicating with these people in there?
I had to teach myself.
So you learned a bit of Japanese?
I did.
Wow. Like self-taught Japanese.
Yeah.
Like broken Japanese.
Yes, and that's exactly what I call it. They understood me, and they would laugh because they're like, oh my God, her pronunciation is so great.
Oh my goodness.
She knows what she's saying.
All right. So how did the prison staff and fellow inmates treat you as like a black woman in Japan jail? Were you like the only black person in there?
I was the only black person, yes.
So it was like was it all eyes? Like, how did you feel?
I was the only black person, and it was all eyes on me at all times. Coming
from Toronto, where everybody looks like you, to a place where nobody looks like you, speaks like you.
For the first few months, year of me being there, I was uncomfortable.
But how did they treat you?
I'm not gonna say they treated me bad
That's
as far as the people,
the inmates,
right? Because I didn't understand their language.
So yeah, you don't even know if they're being mean or not.
And that's how I wanted it.
Good.
Because the more that I don't understand you and you don't understand me,
the less they could bother you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I became friends with people that was from another country.
Not from Japan?
Language. Yeah, not from Japan. From
so
Malaysia,
there's a whole
Thailand,
bunch
America.
of
Yeah.
people just trying to roll up in Japan.
Yeah, but you would think that, I mean, like all the people that were from other countries, it was all drugs, obviously, and sex trafficking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of them were in there for sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? You're talking to this sex trafficker now.
I don't know.
You have to survive.
Yeah.
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 So woman sex trafficker. Because you're in a women prison, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. But I feel like the Japanese people, that they're like the things that they did was really bad. And with the people that I've spoken to there that learned the language, they would tell me that they would tell them to go back to their country. Oh, and we're like, well, if we wanted to or if we could, we would.
Yeah, who wants to be here?
Who wants to be here? You know what I mean?
But they looked at them like the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in their eyes, we were bad.
In their eyes, the drug traffickers were bad?
We were bad.
And the sex traffickers weren't bad? In the Japanese people's eyes? So it's like they're still selling? What's going on in Japan? What are you guys doing over there? What is going on? I'm going to have to deep dive into this when I get back. I can
say there was one officer that I had problems with, and I didn't like her because she watched me a lot, or the other guards, I guess, they would watch me and then they would report back to her. We only showered 2 to 3 times a week.
What?
As a female.
As a female?
As a female.
But what about the times when...
Exactly. I couldn't.
No, man.
I swear to you.
Japan has no human rights.
I swear to you.
And we're sending them all this money. And they can't even make the people them take a shower.
I swear to you. So, mind you, these girls, their hair is different from mine. Right?
Of
they
course.
got straight hair.
Yeah.
So, I would wash my hair every week. In the summertime, maybe once a week. And one time I was in there and I was showering and the guard came to me and said, "Oh, why are you not washing your hair? You should wash your hair." And I'm like, well, my hair is not the same as theirs. I can't wash my hair every time we shower. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to winter. My hair is never going to dry. I'm going to get sick all the time.
It'll get brittle.
Yeah. And she complained. She's like, maybe you want to cut your hair. She said it to me about 3 times.
Maybe you want to cut your hair.
Yeah.
Feisty.
And then the 3rd time she told me to cut my hair.
But you didn't.
No. Because now I'm paranoid. Why am I cutting my hair?
Yeah.
For you guys to want to come and do something with my hair? I'm not cutting my hair. I'm not cutting my hair.
They're working science in Japan too?
Exactly. I'm not cutting my hair.
All right. So based on what you just said to me, I'm gonna ask you, like, how did you cope with like the mental and like emotional challenges during your incarceration? Now you have a guard that is telling other guards to keep an eye on you. It's kind of like they're singling you out. Like, I'm sure that mentally proposed a challenge to you and emotionally dragged you down.
Everything did. I was in a very, very dark place. From the day that I got to that jail, I cried every single day. I wake up, I cry. I go to sleep, I cry. Didn't eat. All I had was their tea and bread, because half the things I didn't know what it was. I prayed every day. I cried every day.
Wow.
Eventually, something, I don't know, I just woke up one day and there was like a light.
The Father gave you strength.
Something shifted.
Yeah, the Father gave you strength.
And I never cried again. And I just continued to pray. I read the Bible. I did daily devotions. I would read scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance that I got.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty much the only thing that they really allowed me to do.
Was still keep your religion.
Right.
Because are they Christians over there in Japan?
Some Christian, Buddhist.
The way of the samurai doesn't follow the Christian.
Don't even believe in anything.
Yeah, well, look what you're telling me. They don't feed anybody. You can't bathe.
Yeah.
Like
it was.
So, like, were there any like support programs?
Not for me.
Not for you, but for other inmates?
For the Japanese people.
For the Japanese people.
Not for me.
Yeah, so you just had to deal with it.
I had to deal with everything on my own. They kept saying like, oh yeah, we're trying to prepare you for the outside world. And I kept asking myself, how can you prepare me for the outside world if I don't even live in this country? We don't do the same things that you guys do here and what I do when I'm home. And the classes that you guys have, they're only for your people. Exactly. So how are you helping me mentally? Mind you, I couldn't call my family, so I didn't speak to anybody.
I was just going to ask you that.
Letters.
I was just going to ask you, at least, like, did you at least get to talk to your family throughout the whole 3.5 years?
The only thing I could do was write letters to my family.
Did you get letters?
Yeah.
They gave them to you?
Yeah, but it would take 3 months sometimes for me to even send a letter out or even receive a letter.
Would the guards want to take it? They wouldn't accept your letter?
It's not that, but remember, it was during COVID.
Oh, yes, 2019.
So the planes, they weren't really leaving.
Nothing was moving.
Yeah, nothing was really moving. So communication was pretty much cut off for me. So I had to deal with everything myself.
I just tried to, like, put myself, like, in that kind of situation mentally, even though you can't.
Right.
That you really can't unless you're actually in that situation.
Right.
Not being able to hear my children's voice for 3.5 years, that would have probably broke me.
Yeah, it did. I'm telling you, I cried every day.
But you found the strength.
I found the strength.
You found the strength. That's good.
I did.
So, Japan ain't got no support systems for immigrants, guys. If you're ever thinking about doing anything crazy, just know that they're not going to do anything for you when you're incarcerated.
You don't want to get sent to their foreigner prison either, because that's the worst prison.
Okay, so like, I was looking at this other thing. So you told me that they don't have up to 12 inmates in the jail. So we're going to debunk that. They have up to 6 in, like, right? But I was looking at this chart and it was showing like the day of like a Japanese inmate, right? And you guys basically go to bed at 9 and get up at 6:45.
Yes.
And then you guys eat and have like lounge time, I guess.
There is no such thing as lounge time. So like you said, we get up at 6:45,
Mm-hmm.
clean our rooms, brush our teeth, get ready to go to work.
To work.
To work, forced labor.
Yeah,
You don't
because I
have a
kept
choice.
seeing work, and I was like,
Yes.
when we think about work here in prison, you know, we have the servers, and you know,
Yes, they had servers.
Yeah, so like when I was reading work, that's what I immediately came to my mind. But you're telling me like it's like forced labor work,
Yeah,
like
you have to, like, you're in prison, you don't have a choice. You have to work. Even the people that are sick and can't walk, because there are old people there,
Mhm.
right? People that are sick or can't walk, can't move, they're in their rooms working, doing, I guess, little.
What do you
easy
mean
work.
they're in their rooms working?
Yeah, they're in their
What?
rooms working.
What are they doing in there?
Okay, before I got to the prison,
Yeah.
I was in my room in the detention center peeling sizing stickers off hangers.
What?
Yeah, my fingers were bruised, they were swollen.
They had you up in there peeling off stickers off the hangers?
Yes.
And
From 7 to 4:30 every day,
so how did
except for Saturday and Sunday.
how did the forced labor now add? You have all this mental stress going on already.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have the forced labor. Did that add more mental and physical, emotional stress, or did that kind of take you away from thinking about everything? Like how did that? Because that's
Sometimes,
crazy. You're actually doing real work in
yeah,
jail
in the prison,
and not getting paid, right?
no, we got paid.
Oh, you
but
got
next to nothing.
paid,
Yeah.
but next to nothing.
Yeah, we got paid, but next to nothing.
Hmm.
Pretty much like $10, $20 Canadian a month.
A month?
A month, pretty much, yeah.
Oh my goodness, you didn't get paid anything at all.
Yeah, next to nothing.
That's
So
crazy.
sometimes it helped because I wouldn't really focus on all the things that were really bothering me mentally. I did talk to myself a lot, crack jokes with myself, laugh with myself.
You have to keep your spirits up.
Yeah,
You have to keep your spirits up.
yeah.
That's strength. It takes a lot to do that. I don't know, I would have fallen apart. I want to be honest with you. You're strong.
I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of a lot of foreigners, they kill themselves.
Yeah. It's hard.
They kill themselves.
It's
And
hard.
while I was there, a few of them attempted.
Oh no.
Not
Not around you
not
though. Okay.
Well, couple rooms down, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Because
and this
like
was
there's
even
like 6 in a thing, right? So are they doing it around the other inmates, or do they wait till they go to the single cell?
I couldn't tell you if they were
Yeah.
by themselves or with someone else, because we weren't allowed to communicate with no one.
No.
So like if you weren't in a group room, you can't communicate with anyone else.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It was pretty much wake up every day, do what you're told, and that's that. Their prison is like military boot camp.
Oh, snap.
So we had to walk in a straight line every day to and from our rooms.
There's no playing around.
There's no playing around. You cannot even turn your head to look at anyone else. When you're walking, you got to walk forward, head straight.
Oh,
you cannot
man.
look. Best believe I was always like,
Trying to get a peep.
Trying to get a peep
Trying to
of
get-
who's walking by. You know what I mean? I want to see who else is here. Am I the only black person? You know what I
Is
mean?
there any other black people in here?
Like, you know?
Anywhere,
Anywhere,
please.
please. But there was a lot of people in the prison, but we were all sectioned off into different factories, is what they call them.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't really know anyone else outside of that factory that you were in.
That's crazy.
And
For 3 years, and you would never know.
you would never know who else is there.
Yeah, they have you guys isolated
Right. And
working like a slave.
so during lunchtime, we're allowed maybe like 5 minutes to talk to the others. And then we get 15 minutes for exercise time. And that's the only time that we can use to speak to the other people
To
that is
communicate.
in our factories.
Wow.
Other than that, you are not allowed to talk to no one.
15 minutes a day.
15
That's
minutes.
your
a
only
day.
social time.
Only social time.
Yeah.
You can't even touch. You can't shake no hands. You can't hug. You cannot do anything.
It seems like it's designed to drive people crazy.
It is.
So, like, how have you been coping and rebuilding your life since your release? Because, like, that's a lot, man. It's a lot. So, you get out.
Mm-hmm.
right? Physical labor for 3.5 years, no pay. Um, treated like animal. Haven't talked to your family. I'm sure you're anxious to just even see like anybody that you know.
Yeah. I actually have a video on my personal TikTok. I forgot to send you guys the link, but if you go on my personal TikTok, you will see the moment where I saw my family
For the first time back?
being back.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
I was nervous.
That's what, yeah, you must have been like.
I was nervous. And most of them didn't recognize me.
No?
They did not recognize me because before I got locked up, I didn't have hair.
Oh.
I didn't have hair. And I was probably like 175 pounds. It sounds a lot, but it wasn't really a lot.
Yeah.
And I came back 114 pounds. So I was very skinny.
Because you're not eating no Japanese food.
I'm not eating anything. And I was very pale. No sun time.
What were they serving you guys over there to eat? Dumpling? No dumpling?
Rice, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You didn't get a spring roll?
No. People ask me this all the time. I did not get I did not get sushi. I did not get spring roll, no.
Man, Japan,
No.
you guys' stocks just went down, man. That's crazy.
But when I came back, there was a lot for me to learn because I missed out on a lot. I mean, a lot of people will say that I didn't miss out on anything because it was during COVID and no one went anywhere. But I still missed out.
Of course.
On a lot of growing up.
3 years is a lot when somebody is 11.
Exactly.
And now they're 14.
That's how I left my brother. He was 11 years old.
Look at that. It's a lot. All right, I'm going to ask you one last question, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to say something. What message or advice would you give to others who might be facing a similar situation?
You have to stay strong at all times. Like, when the devil comes knocking, don't give in. Stay strong. Like, you have to keep a very strong mind. I mean, not everybody believes in praying or whatever, but you have to find something that's going to keep your mind away from the stress.
Yes.
Because you don't want to stress.
No, you're right. Yeah, you got to stay in a positive state of mind.
You always have to think positive. Always think the best.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you're not going to be in that situation forever.
Freedom is a must.
Yeah.
Eventually, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to say? Anything personal that you would like to say?
If there's something that you love doing, do it. Don't hold back, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it, because you can. I was locked up for 3 years, and I came back and I built a business, and it's been a year and some, and it's going great for me right now.
That's amazing. Yeah. Locked up in Japan.
In Japan.
Make sure you have to.
I don't know what the Canadian prison system is, but.
And please, we need you to give us one of your amazing signatures for our famous handcuff status.
Sure.
Any color you want. Nah, Zach, there you have it. Thank you very much. I want to take the opportunity right now to thank Nas for coming out, and it's not easy for anybody to tell a story that isn't the best story, you know. And you coming out and doing that, it really shows like your bravery and who you are as an individual. So I want to thank you.
And I want to thank you guys for having me, because this is the first time I've publicly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Well, we're happy to be the first ones to get the story, because I'm telling you, we don't know nothing about Japanese prison. And Yeah, you came in and you really enlightened us. So thanks again.
Thank you.
For all those incarcerated, like Nas said, remember freedom is a must. Right, free all the lifers. Shout out Private Spaceship. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please follow us at Handcuff Status Inc. We're on all platforms. If you have any questions, suggestions, don't be afraid to hit us up and let us know. And don't forget our real mission. We're trying to break the chains of injustice.